Our next topic. Do you know where the origins of the alphabet are and how they've come about and what they've come from?
Yes, I do. Michael Jackson, the song ABC 1 2 3. He did the letters and the numbers in one bit.
Well, we're going to get serious with this topic. We're here with Arthur Cristian from Love for Life. Arthur, welcome to Talking Alternative.
G'day, mate. How are you?
Good. Can you hear me better now?
It's still a bit faint. There's actually quite distance, so apologies, but I'll do the best I can to try and hear what you're saying.
Okay. Well, anyway, I'll try to speak up real loud. You might have to turn your speakers down at home. If you're listening at home.
I'll do it. I've done everything here. Okay.
Yeah. So in any case, so Arthur, did you hear what we were just talking about?
Just towards the end, I heard about Michael Jackson and ABC.
Yeah, I'm joined here with Michael Biggins, who's a comedian and actor, and he also has his own website and his
ultra mega healthy. Germs stay away from me at all times.
And so what we're talking about. So Arthur, please tell the listener. Arthur's going to tell you a little bit about himself and a little bit about Love for Life campaign, and then we're going to get straight into the origins of the alphabet and go from there. Go ahead, Arthur.
Okay. Well, I've always had an interest in searching for truth. I mean, I've always looked for remedies that resolve issues that never seem to be able to be resolved. My wife and I, we've always tried to never argue for what we believe, always go where the truth takes us, because we always felt that the truth's logical and provides, it makes sense, and gives us some meaning to the madness in this world that we're living in that is so chaotic, it's so out of control. From the age of 14, I sort of made a statement to the Creator and said that I lived my life for truth, and I was actually crying quite emotionally upset at the time. But when I look back on my life since then, it's actually been like that there have been so many experiences and encounters along the way that have shaped the work that we now do. I mean, just very briefly, I for 20 years, up until 1986, I did many jobs. I was in and out of just so many things. I was like a social butterfly, not knowing what to do with my life. But then eventually I fell into office machine service sales and did that until I was confronted with a tax fraud conducted by the Australian Tax Office. And this is what brought me into all this work. And out of all of this, we have evolved what we call Love for Life, which is a project to return man back to the land on the basis of do no harm, where we learn to live with each other and care for each other, nurture each other in ways where we do no harm or minimize the amount of harm that we're doing in every way. I hope that sort of gives you a quick synopsis.
I mean, we'll get into more of Love for Life campaign as we progress with more having you on the show more and more, and you can go into that because that was very interesting what you said. I want to go to the alphabet issue first, and then what we're going to do is if we have time, Arthur, we'll go into talking more about Love for Life and about what actually happened to you and what you're going through right now. So, but I think we need to let the listener.
I want to hear what is reality. I want to hear his version on reality.
The question that.
Let's do that first.
Okay, the question that.
In fact, that's the basis of our work is we try to help others to recognise the distinction between the information that is creation, what you call reality, and the knowledge, which is the man-made knowledge that is fiction.
Okay, give me an example.
What we try to do is to help people comprehend that distinction. When they can recognize that distinction, they actually can reclaim who they really are in the real world as man, not as a fiction.
Well, give me an idea
or a person
of what would be reality, the knowledge base, and what would be. Wait, say the two things again. The difference between what and what?
Well, there's the distinction between the information that is creation, and the knowledge, the man-made knowledge that is fiction.
So now, information is creation and knowledge is fiction.
What's going to happen in this chat today is we're going to broach many subjects, and we're not going to be able to go too deep into any of them. So probably best that I just skirmish across the surface of many of these things, and then if any particular one sort of resonates, maybe we can zoom in on that.
Well, how about can you give?
If we required in weeks to come, I'm happy to continue the conversation.
Sure.
We can go more deeper into
Sure, but that's an
particular
right. But that
windows looking into the same subject matter.
Right, but that's an interesting. What you're saying is quite interesting because a lot of people have that issue about what their experience of creation really is, as opposed to knowledge which is man-made. Like that is, it's written in books, what we're taught at school, what your parents tell you as reality, as opposed to creation as to a whole different, that could possibly be and probably is a whole different reality in itself. And I guess that's what you're touching on. Do you give us like
an example between the two?
You know what? For the next 10 minutes, because it's now 8:15 p.m. In case you've just joined us, it's 8:15 p.m. I'm Giorgio Repeti, and you're listening to Talking Alternative. Our guest here is Arthur Cristian from Love for Life campaign. Love for Life.
.com.au.
Yeah, Love for Life.
Loveforlife.com.au.
Yeah, loveforlife.com.au. And
it's FOR, not number 4.
No, Love for Life, right? Oh, okay.
FOR, okay.
Yeah, Love for Life.
Now, also, can I point out to you that on that front page there are links to many of our documents. Now, let me explain this to you just briefly for your listeners. Is that when we experienced the ATO situation, and then we experienced the bank fraud, where when Macquarie Bank came after us.
Stop there. ATO is the Australian Tax Office. We're in America here, so when you say things like ATO and these things, we need to be a bit more specific.
Well, it's also the Australian Terrorist Organisation.
Oh, okay. Well, that's a new one. Go ahead.
It's the same one.
Go ahead.
Sorry, I was only joking, but...
No.
Look, I get you. Okay, look, what I wanted to say was that what happened is that when we became, without going too deep in the story, all your listeners can go, then they can pick up the threads if they want to, and save us filling it all in now. Let's focus more on the meat, the meat that you're wanting to look at. But I just want to say briefly that when we uncovered many other cases, unlosable court cases, all losing, and we had an unlosable court case, and we felt that we couldn't lose it. We decided to go outside the square. We had to drop our solicitors. We dropped everybody, and we went alone because we knew that if we continued on the path we were on, we were going to be obliterated, and everything we owned and everything we had that we worked for with our blood, sweat, would be taken away from us. So in going outside the square, what we didn't know, going back over 3 years, we were actually shifting in consciousness. So, meaning, what had happened, which I can explain it now, is that we didn't dive into man-made knowledge, books, law books, history books, and everything else that forms the version of reality that they have imposed on us since children when we were brainwashed through the education system that they presented to us.
Right.
And what we were doing, we were working with our intuition, our inspirations, our perceptions, and trusting that and going with that, regardless how bizarre it might have been.
Right,
and out of all of that has unfolded this whole body of work, which the website's getting over 2 million strikes a month now. It's exploding globally, and at the pace it's going, it'll hit 3 million probably by September 2009. So this information is very profound, and I think will be very helpful to anybody who takes the time to comprehend this and apply it in their everyday life.
He sounds a little bit like David Icke. Do you know David Icke?
Yeah, but Arthur...
David
that sort of theory.
No, in our house back in 1996. Yeah. But our work is very different to David.
Yeah,
I'm not saying it's the same, but that theory that your reality is intuitive. I mean, and this isn't just David Icke. This is a lot of old sagely wisdom that your true knowledge is intuitive. It comes from within, and not this stuff that most people are into, this brainwashed habitualism, like just sleeping or sleepwalking or dead, and hence why I think everyone's so depressed around.
Yeah. Well, the thing is that every word that we use has a meaning.
Right.
If that meaning is not found in creation, then that word is a fairy tale. It's a fiction. You see, but the thing is, see what had happened.
What do you mean not found in creation?
Alphabet stuff.
Arthur, let's go down the rabbit hole because I think you just touched on that, and Michael's eyes just flipped open when you said that. Go ahead.
Yeah,
go.
Well, look. I mean, I'm going to be very skirmishy here. So apologies. We're just going to be very skirmishy. And to your listeners, it's okay. I'm welcome to come back, and we can focus over and over again over many months, weeks, and whatever you want to do with this. We'll go